Okay, we're on our way to Griffith. Griffith is in the Riverina part of New South Wales. It is known as a food bowl production area of this state. It's also a very vibrant multicultural community. Some of Australia's most famous wines are produced in this area, along with citrus and many other crops. Griffith is the home to what is known as the Hermit's Cave, which we'll be visiting as part of this travel vlog series. The Hermit was a miner, Italian immigrant miner from an area called Broken Hill, and moved to Griffith and located himself on the outskirts of the town and built the most amazing cave structures, terrace areas made out of granite, and he did all this in his lifetime. This is where he lived. We'll be visiting the caves and see if we can see what the Hermit's been up to. Okay, so we're on our way. We've just been through a small town called Wollongong. We're heading to Temora, where we will have our stop for our lunch. Temora is about halfway, about a couple of hundred kilometres from where we are now. It's pretty typical countryside we're driving through now in the southern tablelands of New South Wales. Farming area, broadacre cropping, sheep, some cattle. I noticed that the farmers have sown a lot of ground from where we've just come from, ground to wheat, and of course with the worldwide shortage of wheat with the events in Ukraine, wheat will obviously be at a premium in the months and year to come. Hi everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology, Spirituality. I am at the Hermit's Cave. So let's see the Hermit's Cave. It's on the outskirts of Griffith. It is an actual archaeological site and it's a rare example of a hermit's dwelling. It is the lasting reminder of Italian immigrant Valerio Rossetti. So he lived in these caves between 1920 to 1952. And he actually sculpted out a lot of the terraces that I'll be showing you and built the actual caves. This is a hiking trail now, a bit of a tourist site on the outskirts of Griffith. And the hiking trail, if you're ever here, Griffith is in the Midwest of New South Wales, the hiking trail which takes you all through the caves that he built and the terrace gardens. It's a 1.7 loop track. So there's also a really cool lookout here as well. So let's get started and we'll see what we can see at the Hermit's Cave. Okay, we're going to head down this trail. It's actually a bit dicey because I've got to watch where I'm walking. But I just want to show you that the hermit lived here. I mean, this was his home. He would have been walking these trails every day, doing his life's work. Okay, so the Hermit's Cave consists of a chapel to the main cave and another walking track. So we'll see how far we can get. It also includes the gardens that he made, the terraced gardens. Oh, this is testing my knee. My left knee. Okay. But I'm determined, the things that I do for this channel. I might just pause the filming till I get down the bottom. Just a little note here. I've climbed all the way down, but it also means I've got to climb all the way up. Okay, so I'm down. I'll just show you what I climbed up and down. Well, down. And what I have to climb. Back up. All right, let's get started. Oh, I laugh. I laugh because I'm just all in for it. Okay, this is better. You can see the homes of Griffith. Let's take a look. Apparently I'm going to the main cave, so I honestly don't think this track is for the faint-hearted. Not at my age, anyway. Okay, right, now we're getting to where the hermit might have lived in his main cave and the work that he did to create these. I mean, what's in there? goodness sake. Look, sorry about that. It was a bit of a step down. I mean, the crows are, I mean, this is some kind of, you know, I'm not mad keen on caves, to be honest. I hope I don't see any bats. But yeah, okay, so this was something that he obviously formed, some sort of part of the cave. All right. It's not the main cave though, and you can see all the wall work that he's done here. I mean, they say that this is quite a feat of engineering, and in its heyday, you can see the what's left of the gardens here. Wow, 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 wow. And the walls that he made. I mean, 1920 to 1952. Some 30 odd years. What a view. What a view. I mean, it's sort of like his castle, isn't it? That's the kind of impression that I'm getting. All right, let's brave the main cave. Some sort of tree here with a beautiful pink flower at his entrance. So really quite a garden. Now, they're telling me that this was the kitchen. That's what the signs are telling me, that this was his kitchen. Goodness gracious me. Okay, let's go in. Okay, this was the kitchen. I might add that my partner, some names, Becky, Peter and Hunter, that my partner is waiting for me up the top, so he'll let people know if I don't make it back. Okay, you can see some kind of, maybe a stove could have been there, or a chair. Just don't know how anyone lives in a cave for so long. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So I just want to show you what, I don't know, these kind of symbols are. I'm not sure whether that's like a digging symbol. I'm just not sure. Now I've got some of these, they're called cup balls, and they flash. And when it stops flashing, oh crikeys, the only way they can go off is for somebody or something to touch them. Okay, just now, continuing our walk on from that, what looked to be a kitchen cave. I'm truly glad that it's not summer and I don't have to worry about snakes, but it is pretty isolated up here. Hopefully there's no more hermits here, of the living kind anyway. Okay. I'm just thinking, how on earth am I going to get back up that hill? Oh dear. Okay. Alright guys, this looks like to be around where the trail ends. I was hoping to find another cave, but I think we've actually seen what we need to see here. Let's go up here. Wow. Yeah, I think this is probably about all we can see, because I'm always one for a trail, aren't I? Wondering where that might go. Oh dear. Of course, what I'm thinking is there an easier way to get out? than the way that I took. Let's see. Oh, just a reminder of that beautiful view. Okay. I mean, half the beauty of this video is the walk and to see these beautiful, beautiful views. Oh yeah, okay. Some bird life. Okay, and so we ascend again. So I'm going to catch you when I get to the top. Hi everyone. Well, we are still at the Hermit's Cave, and I found out a little bit more information from him about him. Before he left this place, he had a very good friend by the name of Valentino, who was a farmer in this area. And his friend was quite worried about the hermit, Valerio Rossetti, because he was in ill health. And they managed to convince him to come back into town, into Griffith, and undergo medical treatment. He was diagnosed with, well, back in those days, as a lunatic or with lunacy. And the reason for that was that Valerio maintained that he saw many, many visions of people in the sky, as he described it, including of what he referred to as a white woman in the sky. And once they heard that, he would then see these visions on the full moon, at every full moon, and of course that's how he then got diagnosed with lunacy. So he was put into a mental institution. Later on, his good friend Valentino managed to get him out, and he went to work for Valentino on his farm for about a decade. He did used to speak to himself and then answer in a falsetto voice. He mustn't have been too incapacitated, because he had this yearning, even though he was frail, to go back to Italy and see his brother. He made it back to Italy. Shortly after he got to Italy, he succumbed to further illness and passed away on his home soil, on his Italian soil. So he was a man who emigrated to Australia in the early 1900s, walked many parts of this state in New South Wales, from South Australia to New South Wales, lived on the edge of a Italian early pioneer settlement as a hermit. He loved his own company, apparently. I'll put a link to Australian Geographic did a story on him, and eventually returned to his homeland in Italy after carving out all of these caves, all of these structures here, which is now considered an archaeological site. So let's see what Valerio Rossetti learnt from this amazing lifespan, a pioneering lifespan. I can only imagine how hard at times it would have been, such fortitude. Why he liked his own company, the hermit, known as the hermit, but we'll call him Valerio by his name, Valerio Rossetti. What did you learn? Can you tell us a little bit about what you learnt? I half expect to see him appear on the rock face there behind me. What did you learn? Can we have here the chariot? I've just got people coming. The chariot. moving quickly through life, making the most, taking the wild ride. Imagine the courage that he would have had to come to Australia. Three of Wands. This is the card I most associate with foreign shores. The work, the waiting that he did en route back to Italy. The Nine of Pentacles, living that independent life. Some of those walls there remind me of the walls that were built in the Hermit's Cave. Living that independent life, telling us he had everything that he needed. The simplicity of his life. Would you be surprised if Valerio somehow managed to get the Hermit card drawn in this reading? The Hermit. Introspection, reflection, isolation, dark tunnels with the light at the end. Who knows, in his mental state, how the work, the isolation and the hard work of living and building these caves and gardens may have been, in his own way, a movement through the tunnel toward the light. Toward the light. Two of Pentacles, juggling. I think this card tells me how much he missed his homeland. It tells me about that circular journey and having made that decision in ill health after everything that he experienced to go back home to die on Italian soil. The hard work. I don't know how he brought a lot of the materials up to this. You know, some of the stones that it would have just been such difficult manual labour. And when I really look at the rock formations, I'll show you in a minute, we have huge heavy rocks balancing on other rocks. There's something about this landscape that is quite magical. The Star card, looking to the skies. The visions that he had, the hope that he had in that tunnel. He was a miner. The Five of Pentacles, the feeling of being on the outskirts. The fact he is referred to as the Hermit of Griffith, known as the Hermit of Griffith. We have the Ace of Wands, and I think this is where I'll finish. This talks about the passion and motivation that drove him always to build, to create these beautiful rock structures. Now I'm going to just show you what I'm seeing now. What I've probably seen, I mean, I've been up here this morning, but I'm seeing some of what he would have seen. Just bear with me. And so remembering that we are still at his caves, we are still in this area. And if I was younger, I'd be doing a lot more exploring, but look at that rock over there. It is a large rock perched on a smaller, balanced on a smaller rock. In fact, all these rocks remind me of, in a way, sentient beings. Do rocks have memories? The shamans will tell you that you can speak to the rocks. You can speak to everything in this landscape and be heard. The rock people. Is this what the Hermit discovered in his time here? Valerio Rossetti, is this what you discovered? The magic of nature. thank you for allowing us to come to your place today to discover the places that were so special to you.